All right, ladies and gentlemen, for the last time, welcome back to the VR League. Our Oculus Connect 5 qualification run-up for Echo Arena continues on here in North America. We already have our qualified teams now, so the brunt of the action for this evening is unfortunately over with, but we still have our grand finals here for the North American region for seeding purposes to see which team from NA will be taking first seed and which team will be taking second seed.
So animated with your hands today.
Yeah, you like that?
Just, you did like the... And you did that, and now you just need the glasses to deal with it.
I make up for the lack of personality with excessive hand motions.
Yeah, if you think so. Oh yeah, that earlier.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, that thing. Yeah. Anyways, yes, it's the grand finals. It's Eclipse up against Metamercs. It'll be a best of 5 and potentially a double best of 5 if we do have Metamercs beat Eclipse in the grand finals. But we have our 2 teams from NA. We have our 2 teams from EU. But now it's all about fighting the seeding for the teams from NA. Who's going? Like, pretty much, if you're Blast or Gravity, you're watching right now. If you're Gravity, you're hoping that Eclipse wins, because then you'll dodge Eclipse in the first round.
Very true.
If we're assuming the way normal seeding works happens, because it would be number 1 from NA playing against number 2 from EU, and number 1 from EU against number 2 from NA. And Gravity came out as number 1 from EU, so they'll play against the second place team, the loser of this series.
How crazy would it be if the guys from Eclipse came up with like some evil plans, like, guys, let's throw the final and just mess the bracket up. I'll never see it coming.
It's pretty evil.
Yeah, it'd be a pretty evil plan, right?
Yeah.
Think you get away with it,
I don't think people would like them very much for that.
No.
I think the entire community would probably hate them for that.
Probably. But I mean, obviously don't like forfeit it. Just like, just like I by power it a little bit, basically.
And this is why Blue's not allowed to play competitively in any esport, because he likes to rig things, apparently. I don't think that's going to happen, Blue.
Yeah, I don't think it will either. I'm just having some fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
Because at the end of the day, right, here's the thing, is we look at this match from like a reputational standpoint in all aspects of it. Eclipse should win this very handily, I would say.
I'm assuming a 3-0, actually.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that as well.
Yeah.
So, obviously, if they lost, it would be like a massive surprise, is the only thing I'm saying.
You know what they say of assuming, though?
No, I don't. Why don't you tell me?
Well, they say the round starts when you assume.
Oh, okay.
And already off the bat, again, with Eclipse being the better team when it comes to jousting, probably the best team in the world when it comes to jousting, they did have the initial control, but Metamercs have taken it back away from them. But I don't know if they're going to be able to get back in time with the chain grabs as quickly as Eclipse will.
You're going to see a lot of contested possession right now, but Eclipse will get it back eventually. Throw it the other way here. Start taking it up the field a bit more. Although, again, it's a little bit of trouble for Eclipse to actually get some momentum going. Once they finally get it going, though, Palador will be able to walk it in himself. An opening 3-pointer going, by the way, of Eclipse puts them up nice and easy at the start of the opening round here. We should mention once again, guys, as well. Still a best of 5 here in the grand finals, and it is a repeated series, too. So in the event that we do see, again, unlikely, I would say, but in the event that we do see Metamercs taking the opening series, it will reset and start all over again. So needless to say, Metamercs have a whole lot of fighting to do if they do want to take this.
Well, good thing they're hired for that kind of thing, because they're mercenaries. So they fight for money.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's true. Mm-hmm. They don't only fight for money, you know?
What else do they fight for?
Glory, honor,
no.
love.
Mercenaries don't fight for that.
It's true.
So literally in the definition, they fight, they're paid soldiers. Yeah, look it up.
Just a moment.
Metamercs, though, they get a score here. Putting things at 2-3 now within the first minute. Good job by them. I'm actually curious to see how they deal with Eclipse's like slow style. If Eclipse can get a position to do that, obviously around the 2-minute mark, we'd most likely see that happen if Eclipse do have that lead of at least 1 goal. I'm not sure if they're going to feel as safe when it's 2-3 to go for that kind of route, but either way, that's what we need to see teams adapt to if that's the style that Eclipse is going to bring to the table.
I have the definition.
Yeah, go ahead.
There's 2. First one says a professional soldier hired to serve in a foreign military. Don't think that applies here. And the other one is a person primarily motivated by personal gain. It doesn't say monetary gain, it just says personal gain. So they could be competing for something besides money, as long as it involves personal gain to them.
You're such a nerd, Blue.
But Eclipse, after we do see that one response coming in for the Metamercs, well, they get responded to just as quickly. Eclipse does in this case, as they take another 3-pointer for themselves to push it up to a 6-2 lead
them in speed.
Over the Metamercs.
You're seeing right there, like the regrabbing, they're like Limian and Simeon are just way too fast.
I think that's like what unfortunately makes this series a bit one-sided. My opinion is the fact that Eclipse just like have them so outmatched in that aspect of the game. That's
speed.
Yeah, is the speed aspect of it.
I mean, that's why they're the best team in jousting. That's why I think the rules were changed. Instead of it being initial joust every time, the team who got scored on has the disc star on their side because they would just win every single time when it came to joust.
To nerf Eclipse, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. How cool does that make you feel? They had to nerf something specifically because you were too good.
You know it feels better though? I actually have an item in a game named after me.
Do you really? What game?
It's called the Showdown Effect.
All right.
There's a flamethrower in it that's named after me. Because it involved a bet with them eating chilies. And I ate the chilies, a lot of them, 8 of them. And then you can guess why it's a flamethrower. Shot from downtown for 3 points, Speedy. There you go. Metamercs keeping their hopes in the game here and proving why they were a better team than 11.5. They're doing already better than 11.5 was able to do against Eclipse. If they keep this momentum going, then Eclipse are looking a little bit mortal. I'm not going to say, fully mortal just yet because they're still the best team in the world for a reason. And they proved that at the Invitational back in July. And it still is very early on in this round, so only 3 minutes left to go. Only 2 minutes have actually passed so far. Wouldn't count them out just yet.
Well, the launch is going to be coming out in a second. And Eclipse still having to work, unfortunately for themselves. They can't just switch into a super passive mode because there's goals constantly coming at them from the Metamercs. The very minimum, they're keeping the pressure on, that's for sure. It's just the problem goes back to, like I said, if there's any situation that involves a hard clear, 9 times out of 10, Eclipse is going to win it, and that's the unfortunate.
The thing is, even in like Twitch chat, they were saying earlier, like they would rather go up against 11.5 because they feel like the games are better against them.
Well, so much for that. But we do see Eclipse, specifically Palador, having himself the nice 1v1. Just gets the timing against the goalie, secures another few points here for it. Eclipse pushes them up to 8 now, over the still 5 from Metamercs.
Doesn't seem to be in... I feel like Metamercs haven't really stopped Eclipse from scoring. I think there was like 1 time out of 4 or 5 now they're able to block. And I was like generally thinking back to like the initial joust. But then again, when Metamercs have been attacking, they've been fairly successful as well. So it's just, again, coming down to a game of who can score most reliably when they're attacking. You can see Lemming goes in very deep towards the back lines. A good forward pass to Fair Enough. And Fair Enough's by himself. And he's looking for a 3-pointer yet again, but he throws that a little bit too wide. 3 points would have been massive for them because it would have tied things up. And now Eclipse with the control of the disc, go for the full clear. And they're going to look at this. Look how quickly they get past. Completely get by the... Oh, they both missed the disc, though.
They went too fast, it seems.
Yeah.
They are still going to be able to get possession, but it's no longer an open goal opportunity. They do have to get past some of the defensive setup here from the Metamercs. Sweeping to pass them, but no, it's actually picked up by Strumbitsky instead, who gets some nice hand movement off the goal to actually juke one of the members of Eclipse. Now it's a real race to get back to the other goal, and only one member from Eclipse is here to stop it, and he even won't be successful upon that. Strumbitsky sneaks it in for the Metamercs, and they're keeping it very, very competitive now. It's 7-8, neck and neck. And we still have over 2 minutes left in the game.
Yeah, and Eclipse now with control. I think if Metamercs are going to have a chance in the series, they need to put up a stop here. They need to not let Eclipse score on this try. Because again, I feel like Eclipse have been generally successful whenever they've had a breakaway, whenever they had a chance to attack. And you saw there, like Eclipse could have put up a defense that well against Metamercs, going a little bit too fast-paced for them, maybe. But here we go, Palador. Goes for a fairly early pass over to Lemming, who should ideally be passing to Simeon, who's by himself and has an easy 3-pointer.
Nicely done. The quick little follow-up there as they conclude the passing routine with a quick goal, a quick 3-pointer as well, once again, from Eclipse's side. Be able to push them up to 11 points overall. Now, Metamercs still sadly lagging behind by 4, meaning that they are constantly chasing this scoreline from Eclipse. And while they are keeping it close, it's not close enough. It's not enough for them to be able to take the lead, as every time they get within 1 or 2 points, we see a 3-pointer following it up from Eclipse, and it's just widened back up again.
Yeah, now this is where I'm expecting if Eclipse can stop Metamercs from scoring, that they're going to slow the pace down the best they can. And even then, I think we're seeing Metamercs with a good response. Like they're sending everyone out to try to stop this attack from happening. But the only downside is if someone gets past you, then Simeon's going to score a 3-point on you like every time. So you have to be very aware of that. And I think if Eclipse do get to the point where they can slow things down, that's when Metamercs are really going to struggle against that kind of style. That was a little bit of an odd throw. Simeon gets in again with the regrabs, gets a very good clear. And they're still on the push. Oh no, oh no. Metamercs.
Just some bad positioning there, really, for the Metamercs. I think they thought it was a little bit too far away. So they didn't assume any trouble and didn't rush to get a goalie back inside, but Eclipse got a nice pass off just seconds after the possession had changed, which allows for them to quickly sneak this one in and secure an additional goal for them. So it's 7-14 now. The scoreline is very much so going to go into the favor of the guys from Eclipse. And with the time being as low as it is now, it is not looking like Metamercs will be able to reverse this. We'll have to wait and find out how exactly that goes in these next couple of moments. But off of the relaunch here, we've seen Metamercs get close to a goal themselves, just not close enough. Eclipse gets a nice slap right past the midpoint. That's forced a reset for the Metamercs. In fact, might force Metamercs to go incredibly passively here, as there's a race to get to the disc, but the disc doesn't want to seem to be caught by anyone. Metamercs eventually pick it back up, though, and they do fling it back the other way.
Yeah, but the thing is, time is just slipping away from them. 50 seconds left. I mean, yeah, they're stopping Eclipse from scoring right now, but they're not really accomplishing what they need to of making points themselves. Finally have control of it in the hands of Strembitsky. He's going to go for the pass off to Fair Enough. And Fair Enough has Speedy. He has Strembitsky to go for it. That's a good 1-2 pass right there, but unfortunately just dings the side of the rim, and now 30 seconds left to go. I think the window that Metamercs had to come back from this one is it's just been completely shot.
We've got Speedy with the pickup right now, over to Fair Enough to secure it. But these are just 2-pointers with less than 30 seconds left, and you're pretty much only at a halfway point on the scoreline there, so the 2-pointer won't make much of a difference at all. We have to see much more significant goals than that, and much more quickly from the Metamercs. Otherwise, it'll be a safe bet to say that Eclipse have taken this opening round. I think
most likely, yeah.
We're pretty much already at that point, to be fair.
Yeah, 27 seconds, they can just stall. We haven't even seen them try to go for that strategy against Metamercs. Whether that's just been them not using it or Metamercs been responding to it well and preventing it is still, I think, up there to be decided for me. But I mean, again, when you're Metamercs, you're just happy to be going OC5, right? You're just happy to be in the money now for the event. Yeah, and you can see they're starting to slow the pace down, and I mean, just going for a full clear. 15 seconds left. There's no way they can come back from this. Even 6 points would be an impossible task. And yeah, like I said, Eclipse is going to be up 1-0.
Going to be Simeon trying to retrieve it and go for one more goal for Eclipse, but it's not going to work out. It will be ending 14-9 in the favor of Eclipse. They're now up 1-0 overall here in the series. 2 more rounds away will secure their seed 1 position for North America going into the grand finals.
Going to go into the second round momentarily here, but you know, Blue, I think we can kind of agree though that was a lot closer of a match than I expected. At least I don't know if you would kind of
yeah,
I expect that.
I thought this was going to be incredibly one-sided. So the fact that it was like fairly competitive between the two teams up until the very end was quite surprising to me. So at the very minimum, Metamercs were doing a fantastic job of just keeping the pressure onto Eclipse, and more so than anything, I think capitalizing upon Eclipse's own over-aggression, because I think they thought this was going to be a pretty easy match and might have had the goalie out of position a few times because of that. They had to switch it back, and we saw them doing much better on their defensive setup later on in the round. But early on, there was a lot of opportunities presented to Metamercs, and they took them almost every single time. The problem is now that Eclipse have switched into, I think, a more serious mode here. That's why they're going to be able to continue doing that or not. A good opportunity presented itself for Metamercs to score early, but they won't be able to take it. In fact, maybe they can. Strembitsky gets it back now, can make the run for goal, and Speedy's there to assist as he secures it. Metamercs now first on the board in our second round.
That's weird. I feel like Eclipse have been winning like every joust, which I think is 100% true. But I don't think they've really been winning it because the passing they do off the back of that just seems to always be intercepted, or like they get stolen from them within the next few seconds. It's really odd considering how fast they can get across, get across the field. But I think they're trying to set up a potential play with the way that they've actually lined themselves up after the initial joust of like who goes where to try to go for a quick score. But that's not the first time it's been interrupted and it's been halted. So good job by Metamercs to kind of get used to that and kind of expect, and also to recognize their own weaknesses, recognizing, yeah, we're not going to be able to beat them in a joust. So let's just try to play for the after joust moment.
Lemming's got the pickup right now, sends a pass immediately over to Palor, trying to make a pass to the goalie, but Metamercs successfully blocks it for now. However, Eclipse still maintains partial possession. Disc is bouncing around a little bit crazily, so it's not going to be the easiest thing in the world to maintain, but they do get it back. Palor's got control, sends it over to Simeon. Simeon won't make the goal attempt just yet. It's going to be Lemming that'll try it instead, and he sinks it in, ties us back up at 2-2. Still with over 4 minutes left.
It looked like he went through the goal with the disc on that too. I swear it looked like that. He just went through the entire thing with it because he didn't want to go for the shot.
But his only option there to kind of force the issue, just trying to plunge himself at the goal. It seemed to work well at the very minimum, though, as it gets trapped in there, secures the points, and ties us up again. And pretty much no time needed to accomplish that refrag or rescore right there.
Yeah, not much. But Metamercs now with control. They've been faring really well this series. Let's see if they can continue this pace. So, off the bat, Strembitsky going to be the quarterback for the team. Immediately going to be rushed down by Lemming. He's causing quite a distraction against the 3 players. Take him a long time to get the disc across the halfway point, and even then, it was a little bit of just like a clear that just happened to go their way. And Palador got a nice little slap onto it, but fair enough, should be able to recover. No, the punch comes in. Simeon's going to be there. Now Simeon's trying to look for a breakaway. Instead, he just goes for the long shot. Oh my God, 42 meters.
Simeon the sniper. He's going to secure an easy 3-pointer for Eclipse, and again, only like 20 seconds needed to accomplish it. They've now taken the lead away from Metamercs and can start to play passive if they want to. But knowing Eclipse and judging from the way that last round played it, I highly doubt that's going to be the case. More than likely, we'll be looking at Eclipse keeping it aggressive for some time to come here.
Yeah, I would expect so. There's no need to get too passive too early or to play the waiting game too early, especially since we know Metamercs can score against you. Or previously maybe 11.5 where we're struggling in that kind of sense. Again, Lemming goes in really deep, trying to force the immediate pass out of Strembitsky, which it works, but fortunately for them, the pass was successful. Now a big skirmish breaking out. Lemming gets the slap onto the other side of the field again. Metamercs will get back in time to retrieve it, though, as they have 2 members there. And now Eclipse trying to come in, trying to put on a little bit more aggression. They're allowing Lemming to just be a nuisance, like allowing him just to be super aggressive nonstop to try to keep Metamercs on their toes.
That's Strembitsky with the pickup. He's going to be floating downfield a little bit here. Trying to get it past those 2 defenders set up from Eclipse. They're so quick. That's the thing. Whenever you send a pass past those guys, you have to keep it going. You can't stop for a moment and analyze, because if you do, they're going to be all over you. Speaking of which, good stoppage coming in there from Eclipse, floating through the goal. Good timing on it coming in. I think it was Simeon that gets the actual block off and stops another goal attempt. And now look at this.
See the disc constantly.
Yep, they're with the disc the entire time. It's shooting across the arena. It does take them a few moments to retrieve it. And in fact, the goal attempt is way off mark right there. Palador's going to send it further out, hoping for his other teammate to pick it back up. It's going to be Simeon retrieving it. He does get it. Now it's about getting it closer to the goal again and setting back up, but it won't be so easy anymore. You've got all 3 players from the Metamercs here looking to play defensively.
Well, again, they're dragging the time out a little bit, but you can see they're still being super aggressive about this. Not actually going back to the midway point. The clear will come in. The regrab's going to be there. Who's going to be faster? Metamercs or Eclipse? And it's going to be Eclipse, actually. The problem is both teams actually aimed the wrong direction, and the disc will bounce around in an odd fashion, allowing Eclipse to recover it and look for that clear.
No one picking it up just yet. We do see loose disc sent way closer to the Metamercs' own goal. Under 2 minutes on the clock now, by the way, so Metamercs are quickly running out of time to bring this back, even though it is very, very close for them. Now, the float coming over. Lemming's going to be picking up the disc originally to try and just start this up once again. Simeon receives it next. Now quickly over to Palador, sending it right back up to Simeon. He'll make the goal attempt. Palador will make sure that it goes in, as 2 more points are found by Eclipse, and they bring it up to 7 total, still against only the 2 points that have been picked up by the Metamercs so far.
Yeah, they've had no really good answer anymore. I think this aggression at Lemming's catching them off guard a little bit. They're forcing these passes a little bit too early. And eventually these passes are going to be, since they're being rushed, will be missed. And that's where Eclipse takes advantage. They get the slap into the side. They use their superior movement ability, or mobility, I think is the word I was looking for, to get across the field a lot quicker. I was going to say a little bit, but let's be honest, a lot quicker. And it gives them easy opportunities for shots. This time, Lemming not going to go as aggressive. Trying to actually catch off interception for the pass. Looks like it will go Fairness way, and he'll just toss it back to Strembitsky again. But Lemming constantly in their face. That's going to be a good catch by Simeon, who gets the clear. Is anyone going to be there in time, though, to go for a potential shot? Looks like it will be recovered, but where did it go to? He just threw it down. And look at that. Lemming gets a double punch and the shot in.
Ooh.
And 3 points on the board.
Lemming, what a boss. Just completely dominating that half of the arena in those last couple of seconds there. Really doing work to secure a massive advantage for his team. And they've done just that now. They can waste the last minute and 12 seconds with pretty much no fears at all. Even 2 consecutive 3-pointers from Metamercs is not going to be enough to bring them back at this point. That would only put them up to 8. They still need another 2-pointer or a 3-pointer to either tie or take the lead respectively. So a lot of work to be done by the Metamercs again. And once more, unfortunately, I just don't know if they have the time to do it.
I'm not sure if they do. I'd agree with you, especially if Eclipse get that slow kind of game we've seen them do up against 11.5. Plus aggressive defense is it's catching them off guard so well. Eclipse showing they can really do it all. That's going to be finally a score coming in from Fair Enough. It's only going to be 2 points, but it's still a score nonetheless. And I think it helps get some morale back up in the team, saying, okay, guys, we still can't score. We need to just pull it together.
And so with Eclipse slowly losing the edge a little bit here, it's not going to matter much. Even a starting points pickup here for the Metamercs will not mean much in the grand scheme of things, as Eclipse can be the masters of wasting time if they really want to. And they might have to switch into that mode over these next couple of seconds. Quick little pass, sends it directly right past someone from the Metamercs. Will still stun there. Now Simeon with the pickup. Oh, another quick follow-up from him. Puts it directly in for Eclipse. Still got 45 seconds left, but they've just re-secured the advantage that they lost a moment ago.
Actually, they lengthened it because Metamercs scored 2 and they scored 3.
It's true, yeah.
So the advantage growing consistently now.
It's almost over 10 points now. It's got a 9-point lead over these guys.
Or you could say Metamercs have a negative 9-point lead.
It's true. It's not incorrect.
I think it actually is incorrect still. Because I'm still saying they have a lead.
Yeah, but they have a lead. Yeah, you're probably right, actually. we need like a grammar expert to tell us if we're technically right on this or not.
It's like using like and encoding or if or Zor.
We've got to hit up the guy that runs Hooked on Phonics. He'll be able to tell us if we're right or not.
Or just a coding expert.
Let's bring it back to that reference there.
Yeah,
but we've got Metamercs taking possession away. The last couple of seconds running down off of the clock here, and it's not looking like Metamercs is going to be able to round back from that very beneficial advantage that Eclipse have going in their favor right now, especially by denying the goal. There we go, under 5 seconds. I'll just call it right now. Eclipse have taken the second round once again, 13-4 in their favor, and now a 2-0 lead over the Metamercs. One more match will seal the deal here, and we will see Eclipse maintain the #1 seed for NA.
I'm just waiting for someone to chat when there's like 5 seconds left and there's like a 9-point difference to be, how dare you call it early, Blue? How dare you? There's still 5 seconds on the clock and they can totally come back from this.
Oh, it's rude, apparently, to do that. So, just being nice.
I will personally ban them from Twitch chat, except I don't have mods.
That's rude too.
I don't have mod to ban them.
You should have thought about that before you made the threat. Now
I will find someone with mod.
I don't think anyone in this building has mod in that chat. Because I don't think
I know who does the social media for VR challenge or for the VR challenge.
The person who does the social isn't here, right?
No, but I can ask him. I know who it is.
Oh, okay. So
like, hey, can you ban that guy?
You have a contact. I see. That can get
By the way, we have Gob in chat from our matches the other day. Why doesn't he just use the name Gob in game? Why does he have to add the extra words?
He's a very animated character. He likes to express that in his name. I suppose. I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Well, I mean, we could do a quick interview with him. Why don't you call in? Our number is 999-67432. Just ask for Blue and Jason.
Could have been a real number. What's gonna get prank call now?
999. It was too many numbers.
You gotta say it's. You always have to do a 555 because 555 is like a legitimate fake area code that doesn't get assigned to anything.
Yeah.
So.
What about 111? Is it any repetitive numbers?
No, there's repetitive numbers that are real.
Wait, no, it's not repetitive. These scores after scores after scores of Eclipse. Getting 2 points. Nerlian didn't like that one. 2 points on the board. The first goal yet again. Keeping up the lead.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure 555 is the only area code that's like specifically designated to be fake, so that it can be used for like television and stuff like that. That's why TV shows always have 555 phone numbers.
That. But what about like 111 or 222 or 333?
Let's see.
Twitch doesn't let me have your whole name. Ah, okay, that makes sense.
So apparently any area code that starts with a 0 or a 1 is not like a public area code. It's either reserved for government use or is like something else.
No, it's not reserved for government use. The guns on Eclipse here as they do score another 2 points. 4-0 within the first 21 seconds of the game. Keeping momentum from the first 2 rounds.
Very well done. It's now it's rolling in their favor at this point. No longer do we see that immediate response coming out from the Metamercs. It's now Eclipse all day, it seems. And the Metamercs, the unfortunate question must now be raised. Have they lost steam entirely? And is this just going to go all the way into the favor of Eclipse with a 3-0 advantage?
I'm just nailing these today, by the way. Just nailing them.
Nailing them.
And he was also nailing Eclipse with these dunks time and time again, hammering them down inside the goal. The air production is getting fed up with them, but that shot coming through, obviously going to be a pass, and we'll eventually in the hands of Speedy. He has an open three-pointer, and look at that. Metamercs on the board now. Getting Eclipse a little bit too cocky here and take it to a 1-point game.
Obviously, again, same as the last round too, like 0 time being wasted off the clock in the process as well. These are very quick goals that are happening. So we're still, actually I should say, we're under a minute into the game. We've already had 3 goals.
By the way, chat wants us to talk about math or dabbing again. So dabbing originally started back in the, no, we're not doing that. We're not talking about dabbing ever again on air.
Someone's gonna smell bad.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can attest to that
How
one.
did he
That
know
was
that?
actually me. I was on a fake account typing that.
How did he know that?
He's in the building. Who do you think that is back there watching?
Oh, he's gone now.
Oh, he's gone.
No.
He said he has a broken foot.
What, the person back there?
Don't know why that matters.
Okay.
Just thought I'd add that little tidbit in. 4 minutes left to go. Eclipse struggling for control of the disc. They will be able to get it. It's not going to be the most ideal pass, but it will be picked back up for Speed either way. But look at this. They're just trying to successfully get the disc out of their own half of the arena. Luckily, with that clear coming through, they'll be able to do that. And obviously, as you can see on the mini-map, Eclipse will be able to retrieve this one in a few seconds, or I thought they would. So they're going to go for the goal
This
here.
is going to be a goal attempt. It's going to move in. It's going to be all on the goalie to try and stop it, but Strabisky takes it around the backside instead. Goalie is not able to stop that. And Metamercs now take the lead, in fact, over Eclipse at 5-4 because of that.
What is a mathematical equation for the perfect dab? Right angles. No, straight lines. Straight lines.
X.
Y equals mx plus b.
420x plus... I forgot the rest of it.
Of course, you would forget the rest after the 420 part.
Yeah, sorry.
There we go. 1-point lead for Metamercs. Trying to really fight back here, showing that they don't want to give this one up without a fight. That dinged off the side of the rim there. And a good little play there. I was Strambitsky as well, just to dodge away from that incoming attack. But now Simon, he has control of the disc. He's got potentially a teammate off to the side, which he's going to fluff throw to. But Paldor will recover it. He goes for a big pass back. And it seems like Eclipse may be getting a little bit tired or something. Their passing game has just been really rough so far.
I feel like it's more they're trying to play a little bit too quickly. They're trying to like line up goals, which looks like they look smooth when they do happen properly, to be fair. Just when they're missing, obviously makes things look a little bit more sloppier. That time, though, they bring it home nicely, and they are able to secure another 2-pointer to put them back in a leading position at 6-5. Setting us up, though, to go back and forth as had become the way things would play out for a lot of our previous matches. So Eclipse have to be careful of that kind of seesawing action as well.
Yeah, this isn't a school ground playground. There's no seesaws allowed. It's the game of Echo Arena. It's the game of who's going to be playing against Blast or who's going to be playing against Gravity in OC5 coming up at the end of September. Metamercs, they still have a long way to claw back. Keep in mind, even if they do win this round and the next 2, they have to do it again in another best-of-5 for the bracket reset. And I'm sure after playing a best-of-5 just before this and a best-of-3 before that, they've been hammering these games that they are definitely starting to hit that point of exhaustion.
Got Eclipse still making the runs at the moment here with their passing. It's proven a little bit more tiresome to actually try and get past the Metamercs successfully. Most importantly, they want more than just a 1-point lead, but that's proving difficult as there's another nice block put up there by the Metamercs. Eclipse have to restart this process, but actually, no, they've got to go on defense all of a sudden. Just gets slapped back to the other side of the arena. And while it is retrieved by Simeon, I don't know if he's going to be able to clear it so successfully, but he is. It's that way back to the other side, and unfortunately misses his teammate, though. I believe he was going to be lemming to move in there and pick it back up, but he's solo, so he can't float that quickly, and instead it's going to be retrieved by the Metamercs. They've got a nice regrab chain going to send it back, but yeah, it's intercepted midway by Eclipse, and they're going to take it the other way now. Remember, all this time is being wasted in the process, too. That serves to favor, I would say, the Eclipse more than anyone, especially now that they've secured another 3-pointer for themselves and have extended their lead to 4 points overall.
That was a massive interception, too, because if he missed that, there was no one on Eclipse to be able to get there in time. Metamercs had all 3 players ready to go on that to just charge across the field. And not only do they save 2 points at least for Metamercs going on the board, they actually lengthen their lead even further to 4. really well done by Eclipse right there, proving to be why they are the best team in the world, as they proved at OC4, and they proved it at the Invitational in July, and are proving it yet again here today. And we'll find out in about a month's time if they can do it for a second year running. OC5, since they've already qualified through. Minute and 40 to go, and Metamercs, they're running out of time. I think they're running out of steam as well. They need to make a big play happen, and they need to make it happen now. That was a good little juke by Fair Enough. The problem is he doesn't have a teammate to pass to, but he just throw it off the wall and right to the hands of Speedy, who gets a 2-pointer on the board. 15 seconds, and they're able to get another score in. Well done by Metamercs.
Good job from the Metamercs there, and specifically Speedy at the end. Get some great movement going to allow him to fling the disc in. Put them only 2 points away now from tying us back up. Very attainable considering the minute and a half that's still remaining, but they've got to be careful as once again, Eclipse are going to be jumping out of the gates here in a few moments with control over the disc themselves. And more than likely, knowing them, they will want to play around with their positioning a little bit before they even get close to that goal. So Metamercs, got to try and steal this. I've got to try to find a way to get it out of the hands of Eclipse as quickly as possible.
That's going to be tough to do, but that pass coming through, not really the best position. Will be retrieved, though. And, oh my lord, Simeon.
Well, there you go.
So it's that kind of game.
I was thinking it would take a little bit more time than that to get the passing going, but apparently not. Eclipse just walk it right in, securing another goal for themselves, and once again, re-widening the gap in the lead that they were just about to lose.
So they're like, all right, you guys can score 2 points in 14 seconds. I'll score 3 points in 10 seconds.
Pretty much.
And I'll beat that. That's going to be tough, though. I mean, luckily for Metamercs, like with those scores happening so fast, not a lot of times, but eating away at the clock, just 24 seconds. So they still have 1:18 left to go with possession of the disc. Let's see, though, if they can get these scores. That's a really long distant pass to try to make into a teammate, and then we'll be recovered from Eclipse. He's just going to look for stall for time now. I think that's 100% what they're going to do. You can see now Pallador with control of the disc, using that force field to his advantage. Passes it right into the hands of Strambitsky. He's going for the long shot, and it will go off the backboard, but won't land in the right direction. Lemon's going to recover back to Pallador, and now we're starting to lose a lot of time here for Metamercs. They need to get this disc. They need it now. They need it fast, and they need to score.
Metamercs as well, missing the retrieval of the disc, but so does Eclipse. It's a wild disc right now. Fair Enough's able to slap it up to the ceiling to keep it out of the hands of Eclipse. That doesn't matter anymore, though. They've got to chase a lead. They can't afford to throw away the disc anymore. They've got to keep possession of it at all times, and unfortunately, with the way it ends up working out, it just goes back into Eclipse's hands. Not for long, though. Strambitsky quickly steals it away, releases it. Oh, but Strambitsky, a 54-meter goal being picked up by him. It's a quick one as well, and it brings Metamercs only 2 points away once again from being able to tie this up. Problem being, they've got a whole lot less time to play off of, just under 30 seconds to try and score at least another 2-pointer or a 3-pointer for the win.
Yeah, but 30 seconds, and Eclipse have control. We saw them take away 1.5 minutes against 11.5. Can they take away 30 seconds to close out this game to get themselves that #1 seed into OC5, or will Metamercs somehow come out big? Thing is, I almost say they have to go aggressive here. They have to just rush straight into him with every player and hope for a steal, because we know how damn good Eclipse is at passing. We know how good they are. And look at that Strambitsky. He gets a knockaway, slaps it out of the hands of Eclipse. They get the recovery. Can they get the goal? No, the pass is going to miss. 13 seconds left, Blue.
And this is looking bad for Metamercs here. Unfortunately, it's not going to leave much of a room for them to get back into it. They've got really one shot, and we see that they flip around over to a teammate. Hold on now. He could be able to bring it in. It's off the backboard that they tie it up with 3 seconds left on the clock there. It's looking like we're going to OT, ladies and gentlemen, to settle this round.
I think so. Eclipse is going to have it off the bat, and they're going to try to throw it as fast as they can down the field, but let's be honest. 3 seconds. I don't think that's going to be enough time here for Eclipse to score. Overtime. And what scares me about this, Blue, is 2 different factors. The fact that, A, Eclipse has won every single joust and will most likely win the joust to get in overtime. But B, they've also effed up the joust right after they grab the disc. There's been interceptions. Metamercs have been prepared for it. So it kind of goes both ways right now in what's going to happen of who's going to be able to outplay the other.
And so we are going into overtime now, folks. The clock has been reset back to 2 minutes. The score remains the same at 12-12 after we play out those last 2.9 seconds. And we go to overtime to settle it. Once again, the rules for anyone who is new to Echo Arena, it is the first goal scored wins within the 2 minutes. And as you can tell, the disc has been reset to a neutral position, which brings us into that joust. And once again, Eclipse immediately win it, got the pressure right up in Metamercs' face, and it's only taken them 10 seconds to establish it. Pass over to Simeon. Simeon's going to take it in and secures the extra 2 points, giving it to Eclipse in 3-0 fashion. 14-12 is the final score here for our third and final round. And with the 3-0 victory, Eclipse is going to take the #1 seed position in North America. But Metamercs themselves just making it to Oculus Connect 5 proves to be a massive feat for them, as they're going to be our second representing team coming in for the region.
Okay, so for NA, we've got Eclipse, #1 seed. We've got Metamercs, #2 seed. For EU, we've got Gravity, #1 seed. We've got Blast, #2 seed. So if we're assuming the seeds happen the way they do, it's Eclipse up against Blast in a rematch from the July Invitational. And then we've got Gravity up against Metamercs. This is going to be interesting because OC5 is just a month away, just over a month away for us, actually, on the 26th and 27th of September. And now we have our matches. Like, we have our finalists. It's been like, 3 months, actually, since May 20th, I think, was like the first show that we've had for Echo Arena. And now we're coming to the conclusion, Blue. It's getting exciting. We're going to see now in this month of time that the teams had to prepare how they can kind of evolve their skills and take it even further, because Eclipse is still the team to beat, as they showed today.
Very much so, guys. And we once again want to thank you all for joining us here today. It's been our last time covering Echo Arena here on this stream. The next time we hopefully see you guys is going to be at the main event at Oculus Connect 5. Be sure to tune in for that, which once again is going to be going on September 26th and 27th. Quick reminder, though, that later this week we are going to be showcasing the Onward
Invitationals.
the Onward Invitational.
That's not even the right word. I'm sorry. I just threw you into the bus there.
Threw me.
The Onward Qualifiers for Oculus Connect 5, which will be on the 24th and 26th. We don't know the actual. I don't know the actual times off the top of my head, but you can assume about 7 p.m. CEST or noon. No, not noon. 1 p.m. EDT, because it's daylight savings time.
And it would be 10 a.m. Pacific.
Yep. Nailed it. Perfect. Good job, Blue.
There we go. And once again, guys, as well, don't forget to tune in to the Onward Invitational, which is going to be going on September 1st and the 2nd. We're going to be covering that out of our UK studio, so that'll be in a couple weeks' time. But for all of us here today, we want to thank you guys for tuning into this relatively long VR League stream, and we'll see you later this week for coverage of the Onward qualification leading up to OC5.